you can see Jericho and you can see the Dead Sea here. This fight was in the year 66. The Jews revolted against the Roman taxes. So naturally, whoever was in charge of the Romans at that time sent armies out there to contain them, and it just went on and on. And finally, the archaeologists found chits with names on them, and these were drawn out of a hat or whatever they drew them out of, and it was the names of 10 men, and these men were the ones that were going to commit the suicide of everybody. So each man had to go home and take down his family, kill his children and kill his wife. And I said, well, how did they do this? Well, they used a knife, which would go fast. How sad. And then came to the end, and there's going to be one left, and it was Joseph. He was the last. And not Joseph, the father of Jesus, no. He was not the father, but he was the Jesus family. And he turned himself into the Romans, and he was known as Josephus. And he was a traitor, and he wrote of this suicide by knife. And that's how people know what happened. And the dig that's going on there is finding graves in the synagogue and on. And everyone that wants to dig there, everyone wants to join. They have volunteers too. I want to go too, but I'm too old to be doing that. So then on the way home, we stayed there for hours looking at all and going up here and seeing where the cisterns are. And Herod had a palace there, and 3 circles here, one up here, and then one down here, and then one down here, and with stairs, And he'd come there, not stay there all the time, on occasion when he wanted to get away from the main city. And then they had water that they got from, you could see where the tree line was, where there was green there. It was touchy. They had to dig down and tunnel. Everybody tunnels water here and there. If they don't do an aqueduct overhead, they tunnel it underneath. So then on the way home, we stopped at En-Gedi, and this is a nature reserve, and there's 4 leopards in the reserve. That's all that's left. Things get taken down, people shoot and so forth. And there was, going down in the reserve, there was 200, he says there's 200 steps. I can't do 200 steps anymore, so I have to stop. And so we said, no, we'll sit here and we'll talk, and you guys go and walk up 200 steps, You're not going to see much of anything. It's just like walking through a forest. There's 6,000 acres, and they got ibex as from the deer family, and they've got hyrax, those little tiny guys that look like gophers, and partridges, and the leopard eats these. And so that's how he survived. But it was nice. It was beautiful there, and there was lots of groups of children coming with their teachers, and running through, and they really enjoyed it. In fact, a couple of the people are going back there today just to hike because it was so beautiful. They didn't have enough time to go as far as they wanted to. Now we went to Qumran, Qumran. It's a city, and it's got caves, and it was where the Dead Sea Scrolls were found in 1947. The Bedouin found one in the cave when he threw a rock there, and it went crash. And there's a Kubitz, I can never say that word, it's Kubitz. Kubitz village is on the site there, and they're working in there. The archaeologists are working there, trying to restore and find out everything about it. And they're looking for the caves in the wilderness there to see is there any more, you know. And then